Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, K Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Dr. Stone. We are now on season 1, episode 17, which is called 100 Nights and 1,000 Skies. So, the last episode, we finally got the history on how this village that is from the past, but in the future, has the name of the same last name, or sorry, it's named after Senku, his surname. He was like, how's that possible? And how do people even know about me as a person? And we discovered that Senku's dad was actually in space along with a handful of other people in the space crew when the whole petrification happened. And as a result, they were not petrified. They were like the only humans that didn't go through the petrification that we know of. So as a result, they eventually had to go back to Earth, my guess is. And this is how the story of all of these people, but also Senku, was passed down for the people who did eventually reawaken. And so this is kind of crazy to hear about that, but I really like seeing the history of kind of Senku and his dad's relationship and the kind of man Senku's dad is. I said in that episode that Senku's dad reminds me a lot of Senku's BFF. They definitely have the same type of energy, but either way, we now know that there were some humans that managed to survive and did their best, it sounds like, to keep some level of history alive. But there's still a lot of gaps in the story, particularly around why does no one in this generation know about the technology? What happened? Because his dad was super smart. Everybody who was in that rocket was super smart. Where did all that knowledge go? And again, if they're just one town, does that mean they all split up and that like maybe there's other towns that had different philosophies and different beliefs? A lot of questions there, but either way, we got some insight, and I think it was good for Senku to find out what happened, because I don't think he knew what happened to his dad. I'm thinking he must have known his dad was in space when the petrification happened, but of course he had no idea how far it went. Was it just the planet? Was it everybody? But at least now he knows that his dad did in fact survive. So I'm sure that that's somewhat comforting to him, but probably also a little bit sad, because unlike some of the other kids whose parents might still be out there who could be eventually depetrified, that means that his dad actually did pass away, because that was thousands of years ago. So anyway, that was really good. I liked hearing that story and finding out that background, and we'll have to see if there's more, if we're going to keep going and following these guys now as to what happens once they got back to Earth, or if we're going to jump back to Senku's time. Either way, I'm interested to find out. So let's jump back into the episodes. But just before I do, if you'd like to be notified of when I upload these particular episodes or anything else that you're watching of mine, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and please do share some love and comments below if you're feeling it. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the next episode right now. I forgot. That kind of showed that there was an origin point of the petrification, and I have so many questions around what that origin point was and who started it. I really have to get through this series because we're on season 3 and I still have so many questions. Yeah. Okay, good to know. Thank you. As I just said. Look at, this is where he gets it from. He gets it from his daddy. I mean, what are you gonna do? Sit up here forever? Is Japan really on the opposite side? I mean, the Earth's round. That self-sacrificing attitude comes from his dad, too. Oh! For why? Was that necessary to punch him first, though? You could have just said that speech. Yay! Boo! Wow, we just gave up like that, huh? Okay. Aw, daddy and son. Oh my god, bro. So many fatalists. Can we just come up with solutions? Thank you. Solutions. Exactly. Did you guys forget that we had an exam that taught us how to be this way, or did you? Okay. You're doing all the talking. Ma'am, singing. Singing takes air. A lot of air. Okay. Well, maybe we need to start calling Senku's daddy his daddy, because I see them shoulders, sir. Okay. Maybe Senku need a little brother or sister.
いい年だろも
Are you sure?
Oh,
He's looking pretty fit to me. A little gray hair don't mean you're old. And just coincidentally that the women that happen to be on this mission are all young enough to still have children.
とりあえず飯作ろうぜ。
あ、じゃあ私食材探してきます。
Yeah.
うじゃあ僕も
Oh, really? Want to follow her? Okay, we see one pairing. And then there's the married couple. So yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm thinking Senku's dad got with the singer. Again, maybe not, but... Damn! Y'all wasted no time.
結婚おめでとう。お姉ちゃん、シャミール。
Damn, Shimmy looks like he just got sentenced to death. You okay, bro?
感謝するけど楽しい儀式はいらないよ
Yes, we do. It's a marriage.
A thousand nights and a million
What I don't get is why is she always singing in English? There's no Japanese songs? Damn. Okay, we get to see her tragic backstory. Thank goodness she had her songs.
作ってきた音楽がモーツァルトもビートルズも全部このまま消えちゃうんだ。
The Beatles?
少なくとも今でもまだセンクはきっと
That's
生
right.
き
He
てる。
never lost hope. You see that, Senku?
繋がってねえが、俺の息子だ。
Oh, really?
俺なんかより100億倍大物だぜ。
Oh, okay. Okay. I was saying last episode that maybe if that was his son and these two get together, then, you know, him and, what's her name? Rui's sister could never get together because then they're actually distant, well, not never because they'd be very distant relatives, but still, since it's not his blood son. So where are his parents? His real parents? I'm curious now. Okay, so there's 3 kids. Okay, that's the crew. We know they already had a son, and then this must be their kid. And there's another one, so, okay. So, yeah, okay. So his dad's kid descendant is probably Chrome.
不思議なお話すぎてスイカにはどういうことか
She's like,
わかんないん
what?
だよ。
Bless you.
つまり私たちは皆セン君の親
No,
戚なのか。
Senku's not a blood relative, so.
俺と白夜が血縁ねえから系図上だけな。て
Interesting.
か何百世代離れてんだ
Yeah,
よ。
at this point, it doesn't matter. Pretty much all of us are loosely related at this point.
ああ飲み妖術使い
お科学使いだ。
Wow, wow. Do we know how to pour?
しかしルリ様がバツ
Does the voice say? I forgot about that so quick.
お前さんもこっち来て飲め飲め
He only likes the soda pop.
物語の最後は白夜様からのメッセージ。
He would leave a message for Senku.
まあ大方んな話だろうと思ったぜ。
Indeed.
本土までたどり着ければ抗生物質が手に入る。
Damn, Connie didn't make it. So everyone died of disease?
こんな状況だから楽しまなくてどうすんだってさ人間楽しみなんかなくたって死にはしない
How things have changed, hey?
作ると思ってもみなかった妻子までモテて
Oh, they did have kids, okay.
おじさんに無理やり食べさせ
And
ら
it
れ
was
た
delicious, wasn't it?
本当にうまかったよ
That's right. Let him know. That's what cracks him up.
まだ宇宙でラーメ
I knew it was good ramen.
ン。でも英語で小説はきついな。
日本語でいいよ。
I was about to say, like, why are you not writing in your native tongue, sir?
いつか千空の待つ日本を目指してほしいということ。
あの親父も少しは役立つじゃねえか。
You're so much like him. Stop it.
3700年も前にくたばってんだ。マジ話だったとしても白骨一つ残っちゃいねえよ。
You wouldn't.
ああ、千空。この物語聞い
He
てる
outlived
ってことはよ
everybody? Wow.
約束通り俺からの科学土産は100物語がつなぐ仲間たちだ
Exactly.
が合わさればきっともっと楽しい世界が
Fun indeed.
目を作り上げて全人類を救い
See?
出す
He already knew you.
千空
But no pressure, though. Just rebuild the entire society. Thankfully, he was already planning to do that.
とっくに何千年も前にか。
You guys missed each other by a little bit.
懐かしい。
Is that a happy memory, though? I think it's fair. Like I said, he probably had hope. Maybe he was still out there, but now he knows.
てめえの科学土産がなきゃ積んでたとこだ。数千年越しでありがたくいただいた
Pretty
ぜ。
much.
聞かせてもらおうじゃねえか、メンタリスト。
He's back and he's sober.
何があった、司帝国に。
Yeah, what's going on over there?
来るよ司ちゃんたちが
Yep. Thought I'd be around that time.
科学王国の力見
Are
せ
we
どころ
ready?
じゃねえか。
Bro, you just made antibiotics for the last
So
6
sorry.
months. But okay, I trust you. I bet we're about to find out that Senku has been secretly making weapons while everyone was focused on the antibiotics. I would not be surprised. All right, guys. Well, yeah, we got the conclusion of what happened all those years ago. I'm glad we got to see those two pieces kind of come together. And basically what I predicted in the last episode happened. We had the 6 of them kind of, well, they didn't all pair off. I thought maybe Senku's dad did, but it looks like he actually stayed single, as did the singer. But the other couple got together. They had a couple of kids, and then together with the original married couple, those 4 children basically have built out the community that we see now. And yeah, that means there's a lot of inbreeding. That's exactly what that means. But that's society, though. In many parts of the world, that is how whole communities were built, where a lot of intermarrying. It's very much a human fact. But anyway, now we see that when they got back to Earth, I just really like that this episode showed that Senku and his dad are so similar. Like, even though the revelation for me was that they weren't blood related, because to me they look very similar, and even their hair and everything, like their design makes them look like they're quite physically similar, but apparently it was only through legal illegal adoption. And again, why this man, a single man, would adopt a child, there's a lot of questions around that, but maybe we'll find out about it at some point. But either way, that answered the question, because I said last episode that why do I always forget Ruru's sister's name? It's so embarrassing. But anyways, she clearly has a crush on Senku and has for a while. Senku has not really shown any interest in anyone, but I just thought if there's anybody that he could potentially get with, it would probably be her. But if it turns out they're relatives, that could be weird. But there is no relation at all. There's no blood relation. And either way, even if there was, it sounds like Senku's dad never had any children anyways. So, and maybe that's why he adopted Senku. Maybe he can have children. But anyway, so yeah, these are just the other astronauts' kids they're all the descendants here. So that could still potentially happen. But again, just like Senku said, even if it was a blood relation thing, it's thousands of years. It's like what would that even be? 1,000 years would be like 10 to 12 generations. Yeah, probably 10 to 12 generations. Because I mean, if we're gonna assume that each generation is about 100 years, and again, that's being very generous, because back then people probably did not live that long. It's probably closer to 15, actually, maybe 15, 16 generations. So either way, the bloodlines would be diluted enough that even if he did get with them, it'd be like it's not like the relation would be close enough to find easily. So anyway, good to know that. But also just seeing like I said, just the similarities between the way that Senku's dad, his thinking process, his hopefulness, his ability to look at solutions rather than problems, and that kind of mindset and how it really drove them forward. Because we saw that everybody else on that spaceship was prepared to sit up there indefinitely, and he was like, no, we got to go back to Earth. We got to see what we can do, find the origin point, possibly see if there's any survivors, figure out what we can do to start setting things up. Like, he was like, no, we got to work on the solution here. Like, the problem is already done. But yeah, with his inspiration and drive, he got them to go back to the surface, and then of course brought up the fact that, well, if we can't figure out all the answers to this particular problem, then the next thing we need to do is that there's a chance that these people are going to be unpetrified at some point, and they're going to need people, they're going to need guidance. We need to create people so that the future generations will have someone to interact with, have friends, as he said, build a community again, and get society back going. So yeah, he was a really good inspiration back then. And I love that he left this message through stories that eventually made its way back to Senku after all this time. And I thought that was actually a really touching part at the end when Senku got that message at the grave. And just, it's like he said, 1,000 years apart, but it's still like he's getting that message, like a text message from the past, so to speak, of this loving message that his dad had for him. And, just also him getting to grieve it. Because as I said last episode and this one, I think Senku had no idea if his dad was still alive out there, maybe somewhere. But now he knows for certain that he lived, which I think is actually a comfort in some ways. But also he can grieve him knowing that there is going to be no time where he's going to suddenly become unpetrified and reunite with him. So, that's it's a good and bad. It's bittersweet what it turns out to be. But I'm glad that he got a moment to grieve that and accept it, but also get that fuel, that extra push to continue doing what he was doing, which is to, of course, rebuild the world and get it back to a place where humans can thrive again. So yeah, good episode. I like that a lot. We're back into the present. And now we found out here at the end of the episode that Tsukasa's coming. I had a feeling that he wasn't just going to sit idly and that he wasn't going to figure out at some point that this community existed. And again, I don't know that he knows that Senku is in this village. Maybe he sent another spy because this one was looking a little bit sus, but I'm sure he just at this point is figuring if there's other people out there, someone like Tsukasa, he's going to want to assimilate and dominate, right? He's not going to want to, if his whole mission is to keep science from spreading, he's going to have to go and find any other living groups out there and do his best to suppress any type of science innovation, right? Like to keep people in ignorance is actually work. And so, yeah, apparently they're coming. He said he's bringing his army and they're coming. And based on what we saw many episodes ago now, Tsukasa's really just revived the biggest, just meatiest of meatheads. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But we know we got a couple of strong people in this village anyways. It's not going to be a complete bloodbath. But at this point, if my man Senku has not come up with some backup plans, it's going to be bad. So yeah, good episode. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love and I will see you in the next one.